So let me start off by saying this. I do not have beef with this man or his wife. They have always treated me with respect and hospitality. He even supported me when no other brands at the time of my professional career would touch me. I have no regrets with my involvement with Rockaware, Team Rock, and the relationships I've formed. But those things had to die off because I choose a different path. He chose the darkness and Satan. I chose light in Yahuwah. So let's get into this interview, which I thought was hilarious. Right off bat, they told you exactly who he is. People are trying to break down why he had this Congolese mask and how it meant for the struggle or how it meant for the culture. They don't care about who they are as far as their identity. They're never going to tell you who they truly are or who we truly are. But they know, and they chose a side to be subjugated. He got his hands in the pyramid here. He got his hands in the pyramid here for the photo shoot. His thumbs in the pyramid here for the photo shoot. And of course, you see the Eye of Horus or the Eye of Ra, which is the one-eye symbolism that is all connected to Freemasonry or Prince Hall Freemasonry. As you can see here, it's all esoteric knowledge. They go from black and then they go from white in one 35-minute video. The interview is wearing a black hat with a white background. Then he wears a white hat and the black background, just like the floor in York Rite, Scottish Rite, and Prince Hall Freemason lodges is the checkerboard flag. So the very first part of the interview, he wanted to jump in and what happened to him as being accused of raping a young woman. He didn't really go into it because the interviewer was selected for a particular reason and he wasn't going to give him any hard questions where he couldn't handle it. But all you have to see is what he's been propagating throughout his career. I mean, no one is out here really wearing "do what thou wilt," which is a quote by Aleister Crowley. If you know anything about Aleister Crowley, he was a high-level Freemason who believed in sex magic. He meant drugging young children so they could achieve spiritual enlightenment. In theory and practice, in the Book of Magic, he even admits that in order to achieve this higher level of spirituality, that you go after a young white male or a young male child.
Yeah, so I wanted you to talk a little bit about this idea of like you said earlier, like the things that you do for the culture, the ways that you put on, the ways that you try to protect and move forward, but kind of the pushback that you get sometimes about like people throw capitalists at you in a derogatory sense.
Yeah, I think in that verse specifically, the only thing I heard coming up was the American dream until we started being successful. And it was like, wait a minute, you're selling out because you're making money. That was the first thing that was put on musicians. Like, no, I make art first. And then I make sure that I'm compensated for my art. I didn't take advantage. I didn't get here by taking advantage of people. I didn't take no one. That's not my reputation. That's not what I do. I didn't get here by taking advantage of people or taking advantage of, the loopholes in the system or some wrinkle in like a capitalist structure.
This is where it gets a little iffy. And this is why I don't think there are true Prince Hall billionaires. He signed a 10-year, $150 million, 360 deal to Live Nation in 2008, then came back 2017 to sign another 10-year deal, a 360 deal with $200 million. These are the architects of this so-called 360 deal. It is structured, often leads to financial exploitation. So if he's a billionaire, then these men got to be trillionaires because there's no way they would give that much freedom to any black artist to control their entertainment, control their license, control who they are, control the money they make from touring without any of these guys having their hands in it. The top guy is Hanson, is a manager of former rock bands. Everybody knows Leo Cohen, and these two Tennessee lawyers are the ones that put together the 360 deal. You think when they put this deal together, it was to give artists rights and control over their artwork? No, it's literally financial slavery. They need you Negroes to believe that they are billionaires, so you keep going into this industry and then getting exposed and then knowing that you have to open up your rectum or your prostate in order to elevate into getting a billionaire status. They don't tell you the other side of these deals.
You can get as many degrees as you want, but it's just like trying to get all degrees you want, but you still got a ceiling. He can't go but so high because the people that he worshiping, that he kissing their ass and letting them feel him up and shit, they don't know shit. He's involved, but he's involved with this shit, man.
So the reason why they pick drug dealers is because if you can sell poison to your own people and destroy them, it ain't nothing for you to do it and say it over a beat. So basically, used him. He was literally the least percentage of owning the Brooklyn Nets. But the reason why they put him up here with the owner, because they needed him to be an image to get people out of their housing. So you glossed over the fact that, oh, this is a black man in the corporate white world, really being an image and a representation of us, that you can make it out of the hood and you can clean up your past and you could be right up there with the big dogs. No, they were kicking people out of their homes in Brooklyn. Anybody who's attached to Masonry, it's the cult of Baal. They believe in sex worship and human sacrificing. So he quit rap or retired from rap a little short under 2005. His nephew, which he was close with, he was the one that was sacrificed. Then he came out of retirement, October 27th. And then he came out with Kingdom Come, and Khalik is featured on Lost Ones. He thought that he could live his art outside of control. And that's why they funneled him back in to Masonry.
When you say they, like, who is that?
Whatever the threat to, however the system is set up to keep things at status quo and keep us in a position of using words like allow. So anyone that's culpable in creating the system that we operate under, that's they.
Yeah.
That's they.
Everybody know who they is. They can't do anything without allowance. That means York Rite, Scottish Rite allow them to put out a certain image. Jewish mysticism or the Talmud allows them to get away with certain rituals and rites because that's their form of passage to elevate themselves through degrees. It has to involve children. It has to involve sexuality. It has to involve blood sacrificing.
You said something just now, though, about you pushing independence, right? Kind of like in the spirit of Prince. When you embody that, do you feel like you are kind of setting a mold or leading a charge for like what the successful black man is allowed to do? And like breaking these spaces, breaking these confines?
Yeah. I even want you to take that out of your vocabulary.
Take what?
Allowed. You know what I'm saying? We're not allowed to do anything. You know, in order for someone to allow you, they have to have authority over you.
Can't go but so high because the people that he worshiping, that he kissing their ass and letting them feel him up and shit, they don't know shit.
At the end of the day, they're slipped in there to be gatekeepers for the black community. That is all. Regardless if he says that there's a problem with the alt-right or people going to Republican, he seems to forget that Trump pardoned a snitch that is on his team. So they flip-flop back and forth, and they don't think you guys can readily identify when they're lying or not because y'all so mesmerized by the artwork, which is why they put everything as visuals and music in front of you Negroes' faces because you can't readily discern if it's Masonry, Luciferianism, Satanism, or if it's righteous. And because you had ever seen any image of righteousness on the television, you are fooled by whatever image they give you.
Hold on. This what y'all like? That's crazy. What did Tyler, the Creator, say? Tina, perm your fucking weave? Oh my goodness. I see the vision. I get it. I get the bacon reference. I understand. But it's unnecessary. And honestly, it feels a little lazy. Like, I'm like, we couldn't go for something more obscure. References are going to be the death of everybody. This is bad. Like, I feel like the girls are going to clown the fuck out of Jay because of this. And I'm like, Francis Bacon is cool. Sadomasochist, really can't get too much into him. But I like it. I like the prison, the Pope that the Pope is in. I like the colors. This is cool. Great stuff. I don't know why Jay would allow himself to be likened to a subject of Francis Bacon's. I feel like there's some sort of it's like a very meta moment, wouldn't you say? Stranger things have happened. But yeah, I don't think this is the best look right now. Godspeed. The concept of your 12-year-old black daughter supporting you through your sexual assault lawsuit. JayZ opens up about how his daughter Blue Ivy supported him amid his sexual assault lawsuit. Blue has a shirt with JayZ on the back. That day she put it on and went to school with the JayZ pointing to the back. I was standing there in the corner with tears streaming down. For real, having that is priceless. People can say they'll always be by your side, but it's very rare that you actually need to put that to the test. And in my darkest moment, I got to see that kind of support. This is almost as bad as when Diddy had all the women in his life surrender their passports in hopes that he would get house arrest. Blue Ivy is 12 years old. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm sorry, no. And y'all never hear me talk about people's kids, but this is literally the next president of the United States of America. She's 12 years old. She's 12. There's no reason that she should be put to the test. Like this, like what are we doing?
I didn't take advantage. I didn't get here by taking advantage of people. I ain't taking no one. That's not my reputation. That's not what I do. I didn't get here by taking advantage of people or taking advantage of,
Kanye, Dame Dash, Foxy Brown, Little Kimberly, Beyonce, Giselle Knowles, the shareholders at Block, Jack Dorsey, Iconics, who purchased Rockaware, Colin Kaepernick. I'm gonna let my friend Tommy talk to you.
Her husband was a drug dealer. For 14 years, he sold crack cocaine. Talk about protecting black neighborhoods.
And that's why I just can't with Sagittarius, because they always at the end of I'm gonna just roll hold on.
I'm a realist, not an ideal. It's not idealistic. People speak about the world how they want to see it. You're never gonna win like that.
We can appreciate his honesty here, because I'm like, this is what it always was. This is the person that we tried to tell you he is, right? But it kind of is antithetical to the whole, I'm the next Martin, Malcolm, Black excellence, Black Wall Street, da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, Jay, that's not what you are, What you are is a survivor. That's what you are, right? And I think that for so long, because people did not have access to information that was gatekept, because you had to be in certain industries, you had to be around certain people, certain whites to get this information that is purposefully kept from blacks. People looked at JayZ as the representative of black capital and black advancement in America. Him and Beyonce got Barack Obama elected at the height of their influence. We can't take these things away from them, but it doesn't make them perfect. And I think that underneath all of that benevolence or pseudo-benevolence is what we're seeing here. Oh, the world can't be what you want it to be. Well, that, again, to use the same word, antithetical to the work of Martin and Malcolm X, who created a world that they didn't even get to experience, that you're now capitalizing off of. You capitalized off of that crack cocaine that you sold to black Americans and this murder music. And then the people that you kind of align yourself with, Meek Mills, Meg, and then you have the nerve to speak on the Barbie passively. Be very careful. Be extremely cautious, Jigga Man. Okay, we love you. You are our brother. We don't want nothing untoward to happen to you, but you have to be part of the community if you want community benefits and goodwill. Straighten up and fly right and take them fucking dreads out of your head, okay? You're a grown-ass man. You're starting to look like Tracy Chapman. And actually, I take that back. Tracy, you look fucking good. And I apologize. God bless you.
I wish the men in the Knowles Carter family would just stop doing fucking interviews. Just because JayZ wowed. Like, I've been seeing clips of his most recent GQ interview. Nobody needed it. Nobody needed it. Like, the legacy is strong enough that people will still come out and support the show that he has coming up in July. But, like, to get on there and talk about you had some kind of code where you didn't hurt women and children, nigga, you sold crack in your own community. You sold crack to your own mother. You rapped about it in You Must Love Me. Yes, I was a die-hard JayZ fan. I know the songs. Like, what I do, I turn around and I sold you crack. I was a bastard for that. Like, come on, stop playing, JayZ. Then not to mention, like, you've been associated, and there's been just far too many allegations. You had a connection to fucking Diddy. You got a connection to fucking R. Kelly. Then there's the allegations against the rumors around you and Aaliyah. There's the rumors around you and Foxy Brown. And then you responded to that rumor by saying, I never stuck my cock into Fox's box. The allegation was statutory rape. And that's how he chose to respond to it. But he don't harm women too. Like even if you didn't do it, like you wouldn't approach it with, like, the accusation was that you were with a child, sir. Like, what the fuck? And then, of course, we supposed to all just act like now because they've been together so long that their relationship, that Beyonce and JayZ's relationship isn't predatory. Like, come on, people. Like to respond to that question by saying something about a street code instead of saying I would never violently grape a woman. Like, what are we doing here, JayZ? Shut the fuck up. If that's all you have to say, shh. Like, the legacy is strong. People gonna come out and see you. People have supported him for years, despite all of these suspicious and weird fucking. Then what Rihanna said that he told her there was 2 ways to leave: either sign the contract or out the window. Like, JayZ, when has the code taken place? You sold crack in your own neighbor. Like, okay.
How difficult is it as a man making money to not sell your mother crack? Wow. This is a boomafoo.
I saw the JayZ GQ interview, and at this point in time, I just don't understand why y'all are, like, using occultist and ritualistic practices against the general public. And I know that's a crazy, like, allegation, but it's what I think. It's not, I don't know if it's truth, but it's what I think. I just posted Return from Oz Part 2 called Chaos, Magic, and Celebrity Culture, and you can go check that out. It's on my Substack in the link in bio. So I go more in depth. In this video, I'm just going to kind of, because I made that podcast before the GQ article came out. But weirdly enough, in my podcast, it hit it on the nail. After the, Sean Combs case and the lawsuit, it's completely sound for JayZ and Beyonce to go on a PR run. I get it. But I have a feeling they wouldn't do that unless the DOJ files came out with Epstein, and it was kind of revealed, like, a lot of different ritualistic strategies they use, occultist strategies they use, and then also the fact that he was named in the Epstein files as, like, being the person that is to control the Black community. Like, some banker at Barclays said that to Jeffrey Epstein. So I think it's really that coming to front than the simple lawsuit, because JayZ and Beyonce have been getting hit with frivolous lawsuits since they've come out. They're celebrities. In the podcast, I get into the elements of chaos magic. Chaos magic is basically just a belief system, creating artifice. It's artifice, okay? And Jeffrey Epstein and Steve Bannon still being around, dedicated to social engineering. Entertainment, celebrity culture is dedicated to social engineering so that you can be a consumerist. And JayZ and Beyonce have been very integral in that kind of pivot in the 2000s, where it wasn't just a music video you were watching, it was also a music video that was going to make you buy, like, a shirt from a certain company or purchase, certain items from a luxury brand. It's like a part of a larger kind of ecosystem of draining you of money and, for some, their identity and energy. Yes, the Tina Lawson gumbo shit was off. Just knowing, like, Louisiana, like, Creole culture and, like, what that meant. Yeah, it was off as fuck. But for me, it's kind of came to a head with the use of, like, a secret society in Africa's mask in his GQ article. So he's using a mask from a secret society in West Africa that's called, I think it's called the Kikrumbi Society. So we're just already in secret society land. So I'm like, come on, cut it out. And then also, like, the need to use that in the photo was like, what is this about? And also that specific mask in the GQ article, used in West African secret society rituals, it's supposed to control the public. It's a social governance mask. His name is Jehovah. He named himself Jehovah. And yes, he might be a Mason, okay? He uses a lot of Mason imagery, but let's keep it real. Black Masons exist. This is not a new thing. Prince Hall was the first Mason. Like, these things are not spooky to me. What's spooky to me is that you're trying to push it on people still, as if they're not awake. That's the spooky part. And to be real, it's really fucking annoying because it's like you're a billionaire or you got hundreds of millions, like, or you got tons of millions. You got money, you got property, you got assets, you got stocks, you're fine. Why do you still need to engage in social conditioning and social engineering? Why do you have to engage in these ritualistic rituals against the public? Why are you doing that? Are you trying to test and see if the shit still works? And the thing is, it's like, did it work? Like, that's the thing I think people really need to understand. Did it work? Maybe it did, but do you think it worked to the degree like it was? And then also, JayZ, we know how you used to be in the 1990s. Like, this is like people who know, and people who have parents who are old heads know how you used to get down. So this whole like this, that, and the third, you're not that type of guy. The case got thrown out. So you're not a criminal. I mean, even though you were a self-admitted crack dealer in the 1980s, it doesn't matter. The 1990s, yeah. First person I've seen that had, you know, an active drug dealing career that pivoted into corporate America. Great. Without even having to go to federal prison and have his, you know, like, you did that. But like, come on, stop it. You, Beyonce, and Tina Lawson, be like those old ladies on Pinterest and Etsy and just start lighting candles in your house, because this whole bringing out old West African secret society mask, shout out to Malik for showing this, the Francis Bacon painting as if it's like a Horcrux from like Harry Potter. Oh my God, cut it out. I'm over it. There's no point to do it. Okay. Maybe something more is going on, but it's the fact that you're trying to, when you put it in front of the general public like that, that's only for one reason. And that's either to condition them or to siphon energy from them. And that has always been kind of your model, no shade, to the Black community, from the fact that you were a crack dealer in the 1980s and the 1990s to also just the exploitation of women through your music, big pimpin'. Corinne Steffens has a book. We know a lot about you. Like, this is the truth. And outside of any of that, the NFL deal. But then like your conversations about being a capitalist, this, that, and the third. I mean, the point of the matter is that you have used the Black community as a place for you to gain influence, money, siphon, and continue a bit of oppression against them. Because what was the NFL deal? You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck was that? I don't see any of us average Black people getting on that stage singing songs. That's not happening. It's just, I mean, in my podcast, I'll talk about this more, but the thing is the belief of JayZ, and I would believe of Beyonce too, is that their enrichment and their extraction of energy from the Black community, it is in the vein of their ancestors and African people in general. So if they do well, you do well. No, we don't. Because Jeffrey Epstein let you know in them DOJ files that no, you don't. We put them there on purpose. And on that, have a good night.
This is an email from investment banker Jess Staley to Jeffrey Epstein in February 2014. And it says, "You want to know why we're now at Sao Paulo? Watch the TV ads on the Super Bowl. It's all about hip Blacks in hip cars with white women. The group that should be in the streets has been bought off by JayZ. The group that should be in the streets has been bought off by JayZ." Now, to give this some historical context, around this time, there were protests in Brazil about the FIFA Cup and how the government was using all of the money to improve the area for the FIFA Cup. But it's like any other time, y'all don't want to improve anything around here. So they were in the streets, rightfully so, protesting in Brazil. And so Jess Staley, who's an investment banker and friend of Jeffrey Epstein, emailed him and said, "See what's going on in Brazil? That's not happening here in America right now, thanks to JayZ. JayZ is being used to quell the tempers of the Black community, who should rightfully be out in the streets." JayZ, around the time that Colin Kaepernick took the knee to protest against what was happening in the Black community, JayZ came in and made a deal with the NFL for civil rights. And what did he do instead? Make it seem like it was not cool to still be protesting.
Everything that Dame Dash has said about JayZ, in my opinion, is true. Everybody is not lying on you. Now, coincidentally, you come outside during this press run on the very day that Nicki Minaj's album was supposed to go up and out, and you're doing it to wage a rap beef because you're mad that she's been tearing you and your lace front off. You're mad. And I'm starting to think that is true, because here's my thing. You got the worst type of allegations that anybody could have, right? And you choose to coincidentally come out here to try to rebrand yourself after y'all have been striking creators, taking creators to court, everybody to put Tory Lanez in jail on behalf of your non-marketable artist, Megan Thee Stallion. I mean, the list goes on. Colin Kaepernick's wife came out and confirmed that JayZ sabotaged him and his career, knowing he would never play football no more, trying to stand up for black rights. And in those Epstein emails, it is being said by Epstein associates that JayZ allegedly was their guy to keep the black community off of them. Off of their asses. A distraction. He didn't sit with Harvey Weinstein and those.
When I finally go to heaven, I get to talk to God. I'm going to say, why did you let all these people think I was so crazy? And God is going to say, well, it was a camouflage. I was protecting you.